Добрый вечер, дорогие зрители, добро пожаловать на канал. Дайте мне одну секунду, я настрою чат. Быстро и легко. Флоу. Блять. Делит. Делит. Так. Копировать. Здесь у нас вставить, отправить, закрыть. Это у нас удалить. Это все удаляем. Все, замечательно. Все есть. Сегодня у нас Фонтейн. На самом деле нет. У меня... Я закрыл всю пустыню. Кроме вот этого. Это не 11%. Хотя это быстро, учитывая, что я там только 2 сундука открыл. Это очень быстро. Пожалуйста. Включись. И я тебя прошу. Not now. My flow. А никого все равно нет. Все на стриме капитана. Этот негодяй решил, что он может со мной соревноваться. Что он может попытаться стать моим конкурентом. Но это не так. Не знаю, почему он решил стримить, конечно, но да ладно. Ничего страшного. Решил так решил. Флаг ему в руки. Так. Все. Мы в деле. Так. В принципе, мне просто нужно пройти пару... Буквально пару квестов. Они, конечно, немного Вот это очень близко. Меня это смущает. Поэтому мы этот квест сделаем последним. Дальше. Continue onward. Поменяем сообщение на все. И мы, в принципе, готовы. Все. Здесь еще два квеста. Чьи? Ю и Мия. Ли и Нилу. Блин, не хочется Нилу проходить. Ее и Мии тоже квесты. Не лень. Мы пройдем их потом. Когда-нибудь в далеком будущем. А теперь пустыня. Ебучая. Потому что она дает нам больше всего примагемчиков. Примагемы? У меня какое-то странное самочувствие. Я знаю почему. Потому что я буквально на одном гиперзаряде кофеина. Я не спал всю ночь. Я проходил квест. Какой я квест проходил? Джехт. Плюс я зачищал всю пустыню. Вот это вот, она, конечно, большая. Но я смог. Я осилил. И я молодец. Наверное. Хуй его знает. The wind rises. Чувствую себя дерьмом, конечно. Но ничего страшного, бывает. Я апнул своего еще Барта. Очень хорошо так. Здорово, волосатый. Прости. За что? А за что? Я из-за уведомления в ТГ слился на Яроне. Кто это? The Desert Fox. Пиренейский дракон сдал даблдэшами. Где ты? Во что ты играешь? Hastily scrawled notes transcribed from an unknown source. The true source of mystery. Ёбаный стыд. Who are you? You guys don't look like the tribespeople of the desert, more like adventurers from a faraway land. But no matter who you are, this is as far as you get. Please go back. We've been commissioned to come here. We are here to resolve the issue regarding the sign of Apawasha. The sign of Apawasha? How did you know this name? We are adventurers who have an organization at our backs. Catherine of the Adventure Guild told us, of course. Since you know the sign of Apawasha, you must have heard of Shamanya. Order of Skeptics, right? Shamanные, бля, ебаные. The desert past this point is a restricted zone under our guard. As a ranger of the Order of the Skeptics, I cannot let you pass no matter what reason you may have. My apologies, I forgot to introduce myself. I am Pirho, member of the Order of the Skeptics, in charge of guarding this place. Order of Skeptics? Paimon remembers Catherine told us to look for Nagarjusites. Nagarjusites or something. Looks like Pirho isn't the one we're looking for. Oh, that's a derogatory name that those guys from the rainforest have for us. Lord Nagarjuna is a hero who fought against the Dev alongside the divine bird's hairs. Я не понимаю, о ком ты говоришь, Вирс. Что за дракон? В какой игре? И почему ты смотришь меня, а не капитана? Он же контент делает, а ты уже все это видел, наверное. Я просто сижу, читаю, играю. He gained divine power through the rite of Kinvat and put an end to the calamity. Divine bird's hairs. Блять, столько имен, столько персонажей, это пиздец. How dare they call such a great hero? And our first Vijnanapati by his given name. Капитан хуй. Чё он там сдох, да? Ха, лох. Ладно, шучу. Wait, why am I telling you outsiders this? Are you two spies from the academia? We're here because we accepted a commission from the academia. So the academia folks have been reduced to hiring some no-name adventurers to their dirty work, eh? Cowards, just as I thought. Итак, дамы и нарт, ты довел его до второй фазы. Я до сих пор не ебу, о чем ты говоришь. So the academia folks, yeah, cowards as I thought. I thought they might send some mercenaries over at the worst. What an oversight on my part. Paimon didn't expect you to have such a strong opinion about the academia. Of course, Lord Nasuraya has said that we wouldn't have been reduced to this state if it weren't for them. Vijnanapati. Wait, so you are here to gather intelligence after all? I've revealed more than I should. Anyway, please leave. If this conversation continues, as unwilling as I might be to do so, I would have to end you. What? You're the one who couldn't resist babbling. Why are you putting the blame onto us? Also, there's no need to be harsh. Alright, Paimon, show Pyro the token that Catherine gave us. He'll know what's going on once he sees it. Token? This had better not be some trick. Ta-da, look. Told you we weren't lying. The mysterious drum. This one has a crying marker. Wait. Is this shabby drum? You call this a token? Yeah. Did Catherine mix things up? You guys don't think you can bribe me with such small things, do you? Leave now or things will get nasty. Don't you underestimate the skeptics. Блять, я его убил. Ну, видишь, все хорошо. Sparrows. It's too late. Beg for mercy. Серьезно? Чел. Тебя убивают, блядь, Лайла. Тебе не стыдно? 90... ну это мало. Ты он видел капитана, он одного первого босса не может 3 попыток убить. Cease, I say. Lady Sarouche, why didn't you didn't have to attend to such trivial matters personally, let alone in front of these outsiders. We party appear before whoever we wish, and our volition is not for you mere mortals to question. How dare you overstep your bounds? This little thing is about Paimon's side, and when she talks it's kind of funny. Why is Pyro calling lady that revenant? Is calling lady in that reverent tone, блядь, пизда. Your sins will be judged, but the time for that has yet to come. The two of you over here, as envious as envoys, бля. Как же все плохо. У меня с чтением. As envoys of the academia, it is only polite to state your names first, no? Yeah, we should have introduced ourselves first, but that high and mighty attitude of yours is... My words and actions are not contrary to traditions and principles of the party. The same cannot be said for you nameless person. Блять. Fine, we're not nameless. Pieman is Pieman and he's not. Во что ты играешь, Фирс? Иди нахуй, я, блядь, смотрю Steam. Ты заебал. Фирс, ты мод-лодер, блядь, иди нахуй. Фу. Лох. Так тебе и надо. Ты сам выбрал путь страданий. Наслаждайся им, пока можешь. Paimon is Paimon were adventurers who came here on a commission. We are here to look for the order of the skeptics. I need only know your names. Your other trivialities do not concern me. However, as for that drum, that item has a profound connection with us, Perry, and is not something you mortals should possess. Nart, I commend you to present it to me immediately. No way, at least sound nicer about it when you're asking someone for a favor. Besides, this item's important to our commission. We're to hand it to the leader of this order of yours. If we give it to you and fail to complete the commission because of that, not only might we lose our reward, but we might even have to pay more of the Adventurers Guild. That's a huge loss. Reward, Mora, to think that you would risk your lives in a place fraught with peril for such frivolous reason. You know nothing of what transpires. Меня очень заебало. Ладно. Меня очень заебало. Это все, что вам нужно знать. Так. Идем сюда. Копируем трансу. На всякий случай. Так. Блять, мне никому... Бля, ладно. Мне грустно. Ты просто фармишь дракона? Фирс. Серьезно? 90 попыток? Ой, кринж. Кринжую с тебя жестко. Оружку выбить? Ну так выбей. В чем проблема, заебал? А похуй, будь что будет. Ладно. Будь что будет. Our mistake would send your rates tumbling into an eternal samsara, and yet you commit deeds that are beyond even our comprehension. Что? Одна ошибка, и наша раса пойдет в вечную самсару. Чего? You humans are such interesting beings. No matter, I shall bring you to the leader you speak of. This item would remain worthy tribute even if you should only present it to me after that meeting. That's more like it. Wait, that's still not right. We don't have to deal with that huge hole in the sky. And if we don't, huge hole, you refer to the sign of Apaosha then? And you wish to quell this calamity with mere mortal coils? How presumptuous. It is the duty of us pari to eradicate the sign of Apaosha, an endeavor that I, Sorush, shall give my all to accomplish. To quiet this calamity. Calamity. Я играю в Calamity твою ебаную, блядь. Фирс. Вот. Видишь, Calamity, ну я обещание сдержал, донат отработал, все, заебись. I must follow the footsteps of the divine bird Simurgh and sacrifice everything that one might call Sarush. To stand in my way. Ну, Calamity. Она говорит, типа, чтобы Calamity потушить, я должна собой пожертвовать вот эта вот птичка. To stand in my way is not a sin that one such as you may bear. Simurgh. Foolish beings, have you not heard of the divine bird Simurgh? She is the master of Kvarina, who once saved the land from destruction. Legend has it that it was she who split into infinite motes of Kvarina after her sacrifice, thus quelling the catastrophe. Sure, but Paimon doesn't think that we'll need you to sacrifice yourself. In any case, this matter is far beyond your capabilities, and your intervention is futile, as all you must do is bear silent witness as I transcend. You shall receive remuneration from this guild of yours as long as the calamity... Calamity, видишь, Calamity. Ну вот, я прохожу Calamity. Ты же говоришь мне, пройди Calamity. Вот. Calamity. Английским языком, белым по черному написано. Сейчас ты опять не прочитаешь, отмотай назад, не похуй. Still do not forget to extol my virtues and laud my accomplishments. After all, even the greatest heroes shall require mere mortals like you to sing of their deeds. But Lady Sarush, the Vijanapati, has instructed us to forbid suspicious individuals from entering before the ritual is completed. I have decided, as a Parvi, my word is law. Alright, follow me. I shall take you to the leader you spoke of. But gird yourself all the same. That which lies ahead is not a place a human being can easily set foot on. Я делаю индийский акцент, потому что это Индия, потому что у них имена индийские, и меня это бесит. If you get lost or end up being eaten by some monster appearing out of nowhere, there shall be nothing I can do for you. She really talks a big game, huh? Blah, she's annoying, not even for her. Я все понял. The path ahead has been opened. You merely need to follow the floating... To think that this place too has been occupied by Dev.
My guiding stars. Too late for regret.
Upon the gale.
Nice farsh. What do you mean, Dev? Aren't these just abyss mages and hilly turtles? To think you would so easily defeat the rampaging Dev. Your strength is most radiant indeed. Consider me impressed. Though... Так, это закрыть нахуй. Так, все хорошо. Though there is still quite a gap between you and us, Perry, the sight of you fighting valiantly reminds me of those humans of legends who once fought alongside us. I have decided then you shall have the honor of being Yasnapati. Yasnapati? Paimon doesn't know what that is, but coming from you, it can be anything good, really. It can't be anything good. You do not have such things amongst humans, strategists, scribes, and the like, those who exist to praise the heroes whose stories they exist in. Neither of those jobs are what you just described. No matter how great the hero, their great deeds must be recorded and sung by others, if not the same fate that befell ancient heroes shall befell them also. Though they may have loved violence and conflict, great deeds are still great deeds, and they deserve to be remembered. Alas, those who loved conflict would be consumed by it, and once they had slain each other, they were all lost. And because there were no authors or poets to tell of their deeds once all who had lived in such times were gone, their works forgotten to the last, I will not be like them. My great work shall shine so glorious that the world itself will suffer great loss to not know of it. Thus I shall now give you permission to record these deeds. Rejoice and give thanks, for is this not a grace you receive from us, Pari? This all sounds very complicated, but basically you just need someone to tell how awesome you are, right? Sounds like an alright good. Couldn't you find a skeptic to help you out there? The skeptics, I may admire their spirit, but other than their leader, whom you mentioned previously, the rest are not fit for such work. They speak all day of how conflict is the true nature of this world, but they have themselves lost all ability to engage in such. None of them will be able to witness my sacrifice to its end. Whatever the case, it has been decided. Fret not, you shall be free to do as you please once I have sacrificed myself to restore the pure skies. Till then you shall witness my valiant form. Well, sure, if Paimon can't see it. She looks pretty cute, but her attitude is the worst, and the way she goes about us and we and such, aren't others like her around, right? Just thinking about it makes Paimon a little ill. True. Да, я понял, все, пожалуйста, уберите. Как убрать чат? Как скрыть чат? О, спасибо тебе, ёб твою мать. О! Цветочки кавиха. Кавих, приди. О, это хуета, я ее помню. The path here is now dotted with grey crystals. When I last left it, it was not yet so. Grey crystals? You mean the crystals we're seeing everywhere? Paimon's had her eye on them for a while now. What are they? Grey crystals are remnants of the black fire embers, proof that this land has suffered great calamity. A calamity. Опять calamity. Везде calamity. Все про calamity, понимаешь? The black fire. Indeed, I am sure you have heard that a great catastrophe struck long ago when dark fire rose from beneath the earth and scorched the land. The dark fire opened a bottomless hollow in this land, and the demons of death that crawled through that gap nearly turned this into a lightless realm. Though the gap was blocked by the great tree, the dark fire's filth spread like seeds, and the countless dark and painful memories released by that corruption began to lay down roots and sprout. This persisted till the honored Lord Quarina of Quarina, the divine bird Simurgh, drank the primordial water left behind by our god before transforming herself into Quarina of all kinds and scattering across the land. О чем, блядь, идет речь? Ёб твою мать, как же, блядь, ну, меня заебали очень сильно эти квесты пустынные, это просто пиздец. From that day on, Quarina has taken the divine bird's place in defending this land, and those painful memories that leaked out have been sealed by Quarina. Quarina, blядь. What was left, those ubiquitous grey crystals, though they seem not different from any other stone, they may contain objects that you periphery. The grey crystals in the area have increased of late. I suspect that this must have something to do with the sign of Aposha dark power. But if we use Quarina's might, we can get rid of these crystals. If my senses do not deceive me, a wandering Quarina should be nearby. Let's look along. Let's look around. Sure. Our ship is brought down. Quarina. Ебаная. Кварина. Кварина. Давай. Хорош. Well then I did not misspeak, did I? The Quarina wards the great earth. The cultivation grounds of the order... Блять, я нихуя не успеваю читать, ёб твою мать. Что у вас дохуя, господа? Не хотите ли сократить свою популяцию? Ну, почти 16, почти 17 тысяч. Плохо. Могло быть и лучше, конечно. И будет лучше, потому что я не закончил еще фармить ебаные артефакты. Где ты? Окей. Я слышу какой-то звук знакомый. Не помню от чего, не помню где, не помню что, не помню зачем, но помню звук. Ладно. Уф. Удачи. С тебя содрали лицо.
Unnecessary.
Поздравляю. Конечно. Lady Sarush, Kvarina's envoy, you have returned. Though it has taken much work on my part, the analysis of documents regarding the right of Chinvat will soon be complete. Это опыт, Фирс. Это опыт. Ты набираешься опыта. Ты учишь атаки. Ты учишься проигрывать. Понимаешь? И разочаровываться в жизни. According to my research, we need only collect all the great songs of Kvarina next, and your great work may then be completed. Wait a moment. You two are... Don't fret, they are not in Paimon, my newly chosen Yasnapati and his companion. They are here to witness my great work. Hey now, Paimon hasn't agreed to that yet. A Yasnapati, you say, though I will not question your most astute judgment. I fear that allowing ignorant outsiders into this land before the rite of Chinvat is complete. Before the rite of Chinvat is complete, may have untoward effects. Know that the people of academia surely do not desire the rite's completion. Speak no further. I have my reasons for doing this. Well then, take that drum from before out. Nort. Блять, нос чешется. Ecoribantes. Ecoribantes. Ecoribantes, you say? Yes, this is an important catalyst for the ritual needed to forge a laupa between ourselves and the Pari. I have searched for many years for this, and to think it now comes to me. This is indeed a good omen of my future plans. It would be good if the fates will also be... True. It would be good if the fates will also be with me when I lead the Order of Skeptics to throw down the Academia and burn their house of Dana, or whatever they call it, to the ground. True. Wow, what a way to casually paint yourself as the villain, huh? Villain, huh? The academia are the true villains here. I have no doubt for that. I forgot my instructions. I am Nasejuna, the Vijnapati of the Order of Skeptics. We who cultivate ourselves here, if you would use the terminology of the academia, I would be equivalent of a sage. But I doubt those pampered folk would care much for what we at the margin call ourselves. You do not look like much those in academia sent. Как меня заебали эти научные, сука, разговоры. Вы просто, это пиздец. Сука, 5 квестов, и у каждого квеста свои имена, свои персонажи, свои короли, свои какие-то индийские, блядь, названия, свои ритуалы, и я нихуя не понимаю. Когда были джинны? Они были до того, до короля Дешрета, или после, или во время? Почему? Что вот это такое? Мне больно просто голове. Жопе тоже больно. We did take a commission from them, sure. We're just passing adventures. Fair enough, though in truth it would not matter even if you were to be from that dratted place. Even if the entire corps of 30 were to be sent here, my plans could not be halted. Well, whatever your plans are, we didn't come here to stop them, that's for sure. So they would all say, those treacherous louts from the academia, and when my guard is down, you would stab me in the back. Just like those people in funny masks who try to skulk about and steal our academic tomes. They even dared to attack our honored envoy of Kvarina, Lady Saroche. Humph. And they met defeat at my hands, each one of them. I'm guessing those were the Fatui? The Fatui, I know not of what you speak, but they were city folk, so I doubt the academia would be far behind in the shadows. Do not look upon me as some miserable few who inhabit the Tamir mountains. We once had such numbers that all the desert was north of Mountain Damavand would struggle to hold us. It is only because of our harsh environment and the slander and our ostracism by the academia that we have been reduced to this. If it was not for such sage souls as myself holding things together and the protection of Kvarina, we skeptics would have been reduced to nothing long ago. Sounds like quite the disagreement, yes. Catherine said that you have your differences, but it sure looks to Paimon like you skeptics really hate the academia. Say not hate, but rather we simply cannot coexist. When I was young, I did go there to learn in an attempt to mend our differences, but they treated me like an outsider. Though they feign politeness by calling us a branch of the academia, this is not but a means to belittle us. Блять, какая хуйня ебаная. Мне больно. It is said that our predecessors had a clash of ideals with them, and so chose to go into the desert to stand against the darkness themselves. Had a clash of ideals and chose into the desert to stand against the darkness themselves. From that day on, we have been holding firm in the war against defilement, defending our land, and what we have those useless louses been doing in the meantime? Compared to those pampered pedants, we who combine thought, word, and deed far better deserve honor of our wisdom. Paimon quotes, I don't get it. You need only understand the conflict is the true nature of this world. Kvarina and impurity, Dahri and the true way. It is these struggles for supremacy that have kept this world alive just as surely as the sky does. Он еще не завалил свою ебало, бля. Those sophists in their fancy doctrine, believe that the fates of all are inscribed in the skies, and that this is the supreme wisdom and truth. But look, the skies reflect defilement itself. Surely their truth, then, is an imperfect thing. Perhaps nothing is truly perfect. Think you thus? Then we might yet be friends. If time permits, we may discuss this issue in more detail. Да, спасибо, пожалуйста, завалите пальники свои, я вас прошу. Насурая. This is not the time to talk about such things. Have you not seen how the grey crystals hem us in ever more tightly? If we do not extinguish the sign of Apaosha soon, things shall grow most pearliest indeed. Well, speaking of the sign, right, that's right, we were tasked to fix this whole thing, but after all this talking, we still don't know what it's supposed to be. Well, our plans also involve extinguishing the celestial mark. As for what it is, it must be described as anything. Let us call the water's surface. The water's surface, your explanation just is making everything more confusing. The water's reflection, were an illusion, nonetheless, hides the truth within itself. So it is with the skies. It's like a mirage, if you have seen those before. That big hole up is way spookier than any mirage. Well, it should be, for that celestial sign reflects an otherworldly hellscape. Long ago, Kainria Dahri. Блять. Константин, здравствуйте, добро пожаловать на канал. Хорошо, спасибо большое, что присоединились. Long ago, Dahri once built a facility here that connected them to realms beyond. Удачи, кстати, в бездне. Там, скорее всего, будут новые, да, враги из Фонтейна. Они же всегда так делают, типа спойлеры кидают туда. Поэтому терпения вам и удачи и сил. During the great disaster which they say the Dahri started, monsters swarmed from that very facility into the nations of the world. The monsters tore open a great rift that came to be called the Tunigi Hollow. And though they were sealed away with the new vein of the ancient tree, this mysterious sign appeared along with that. What the sign reflects is that which lies beyond the dark rift, and though the monsters cannot enter Tavad through that illusion, it nonetheless radiates corrupt energies. Меня так путает эта пустыня, это просто пиздец. У нас есть история из Сумеру про Дешрета и вот эти знания. У нас есть история о джинах и о матери джин, которая уничтожила, типа, цивилизацию. Я не понимаю, это было до Дешрета, после Дешрета. У нас есть вот эти чуваки, которые еще свою историю добавляют. Я не могу. Мне больно, честно. Ну ничего страшного. Ну ладно. Radiates corrupt energies. They say that our very first Vijnapati extinguished that strange sign together with the Pari. But as the power of impurity has strengthened over the time, this ancient symbol has appeared once more. And should we leave it be, who knows? That hollow may truly re-emerge one day, and that ancient war will be reenacted. In truth, it might be interesting to leave such extinguished signs. Ну, ты да. Да, всех врагов уничтожила. Сколько тебе много Фонтейна осталось еще проходить? Я боюсь спрашивать, потому что сейчас скинешь скрин, типа 99%, 98% везде. Такая, нормально. Поиграла пару дней в Фонтейне. Повеселилась, потусила. That hollow may truly reemerge. То есть он говорит, что коррупция Канрия закрыта за небесами? Фирс, отстань, не пугайте меня своими циферками. Мне страшно. Мне грустно. Я думал, сейчас быстро добегу, вот квест с Джехт. Открою оазис, пробегу по этой маленькой пустыне, и все, можно в Фонтейн идти. Спокойно, я ж все закончил, да. Ага. Ага, блядь. Конечно, сука. Там, блядь, квесты на 7 часов. Ладно. Причем грустные. Это нужно еще время поплакать, эмоционально обработать информацию, залечить травмы души после ястреба. И после Джехт меньше 70 нет? Ну да. Пизда. Просто. 2 пылесоса. Фирс и Константин. Кто лучше сосет, мы никогда не узнаем. Сука. Ладно, извините, пожалуйста. Who knows that? Так, in truth, it might be interesting to live in such exciting times. What? No, that wouldn't be interesting at all. It matters not. Simgur drank the Amrita. Блять, Симгур выпил Амриту, превратился в Кхварину, блять. Идите нахуй. As the heirs to the divine bird, solving this problem is the mission that we Pari have. I, Sarush, will surely leave behind a work great enough to be her equal. Of course, Kvarina's envoy and we of the Order of Skeptics shall surely help you see your duty. What's all that talk about sacrifice? Is that really necessary to solve the problem? Well, in truth, I do not know. All documents regarding the sign of Апаоша, и они закрыли Апаошу, блять, весело, have long been lost, and the traditions and rites surrounding it have also ceased to be passed down. If it had not been for me constantly looking up what documents were left, there might not have been any more left to know that the rite of Чинват existed at all. Я уже не могу против этого дракона биться. Ну, Фирс, ты сам себя заставляешь... Как бы дилда у тебя в одной руке, ты сам себя ебешь и такой, блин, я не могу уже ебаться. Оставь, завтра продолжишь. Это очень, кстати, полезная вещь, если вы когда-нибудь будете биться против одного и того же врага. Очень полезно поспать, переспать с новыми знаниями, полученными, с новым опытом, с новой мышечной памятью, уклоняться от всего этого. Завтра в тебя друг зайдет. И пизда. Бывает. Фирс. Хорошо иметь друзей. Не правда ли? Да. Какой дракон? Фирс в террарию играет в мод на Каламити. Я 10 минут у него спрашиваю, что за дракон. Он мне не отвечает. Я захожу в Steam, а он в террарии. Блять. Дракон Ярон. According to my research, the Pari are the descendants of Simurg, and... Он еще меня байтит пройти террарию Каламити. А я не хочу, мне больно. Я не хочу ебаться. С драконами. Всякими. Простите, мне капитан меня заставляет в Dark Souls 2 проходить, типа, худшую игру в серии Dark Souls. Фирс меня заставляет в Calamity играть. А я хочу в Геншине на красивых девушек дрочить. Мне не дают покоя. The Pari are the descendants of Simurg. А мозги мне ебут вот эти вот квесты, блядь, ебаные, ладно. Все, я не ною, все замечательно, все просто великолепно, извините, пожалуйста, за минутку слабости. Мы возвращаемся в позитивный, добрый стрим. That transformed to Karina to purify the land. And would you not say that a grand sacrifice to save the world on the part of the divine bird hairs very much suits our order's style? What? That's so haphazard. This sacrifice you're talking about doesn't sound like a small thing either. Why aren't we thinking of other ways to solve this issue? Paimon's sure there's gotta be some alternative, right? It's always been this way, hasn't it? I'm very good at my job after all. I already said that you need not interfere. Simply witnessing my sacrifice shall suffice. It is something worth celebrating. Извините, это Тим. Геншин тебя уже ждался. Сейчас я забаню Фирса, а то он мне спамит личку. Извините, пожалуйста. Notifications. Show notification. Confirm. Фонтейне такие мамочки. Константин, ты с задержкой смотришь, кажется, с телефона или кабан в Муткина? Ну, просто я пугаюсь. Зрители пугаются. Вот ты когда слышишь звук Стима, ты такой: о, мне очко не сжимается. О, мне кто-то написал: у меня сжимается. А это ты. А это ты. Ты у меня и в чате. Мне тебя хватает. Русификатор кто? Да. It is something worth celebrating. У него оповещение высветилось: тебя заждался Геншин. Великолепный. Русификатор. Геншинофикатор какой-то, блядь. Sell the parish should sacrifice. Я, блядь, один диалог, сука, уже 20 минут не могу закончить, блядь, пожалуйста, пощадите. Well, you say that, but I would ask that you keep respectful distance from that which you do not comprehend, outsiders. But since this is the case, well, I was planning to investigate the Tuniji hollow to make preparations for the rite of Chinvat anyway. Why don't you come along? I trust that you will also wish to see the scars left behind by a fissure that once led beyond the world's bounds. When you see it, I believe you shall understand. Well, Paimon's kinda curious. A sound plan. Я слишком долго думаю. Без проблем. In that case, I shall lead the way. After all, you wouldn't find it impossible to freely traverse this land where Kavrina battles against impurity. Yeah. My Yasnapati follow me to the end. Watch me complete my mission. Фирс, где ты пытался играть на лире? Потому что я бы не назвал это игрой на лире. У меня сохранился видос типа на компьютере, потому что я записывал его. А насчет этого не помню. Не знаю точно. Прости. Pari are very mysterious creatures, and as the Bloomguard of her race, Sorush can replace your character to fly and move. When Sorush is in flight, your character will stay in place to await her return. Okay. While in flight. Sorush can ascend or descend and can use the accelerate skill to increase her flight speed. Бля, я сейчас не могу проверить, прости, пожалуйста. У меня разные браузеры для английского и русского стрима. Точнее, для английского и русского канала. У меня компьютер сгорит к хуям собачьим. Accelerate skill to increase your flight speed cannot be too far from your character, though, and Bloomguard should never abandon others as well. Sorush can call upon special energies. Иди нахуй, не дам я тебе ак. Знаешь, сколько там денег и подписчиков? Мало. Мне стыдно его тебе отдавать. Can call upon special energies within the items around the mysteries. Press Surge Interact skill to allow you to use her power to guide the Karina. Hold her Interact skill to cause her to stop. As a power, Surge can also perceive some things beyond normal human sight. Okay, круто. In that case, let me take you to the place where my fate is. Sacrifice my Yasnapati in this. You are, after all, foolish as a specter. Objection. Paimon's not gonna take that coming from some... Идите нахуй. Меняем Джина на птичку.
Too slow.
Меня очень бесит Геншин вот в эти моменты, когда они типа самую важную информацию рассказывают между квестами в диалогах, которые нельзя остановить, которые просто мелькают на полсекунды и уходят, исчезают навсегда. И ты такие, ах да, тут самая важная информация, мы тебе ее быстро скажем, причем каждая фраза настолько большая, что ее невозможно прочитать за отведенное время, потому что она еще и очень сложная, со сложными словами, непонятными, или понятными просто большими, и литературными, и научными, и выдуманными. Я мете кудасай, как говорится. Ну ладно, все. В принципе, я все понял. Нам просто нужно победить. Titanfall не имеет синглплеера, а мультиплеер мертв. Прости, пожалуйста, Фирс. Может, ты этого не знал, но да. Ладно. Бля. Окей. Окей, ачивка. Хорошо. Хорошо, мы теперь можем превращаться в птицу. И жрать бабочек. Хорошо. There's super huge crystal all over the place. Чем тебе не сюжетка в Titanfall 2? Фирс, у меня очень большой список на прохождение. Прости, пожалуйста. Titanfall я тоже хотел его пройти очень долго. Мне много нахваливали эту сюжетку, но просто нет возможности, нет времени. У меня Фонтейн как бы вышел. У меня Dark Souls, я до сих пор его не прошел. Я его начал, блять, в апреле проходить. Чтоб ты понимал. There's super huge crystal all over the place, even bigger than the ones we saw before. They look scarier too. These were once huge trees used to seal and subdue the creatures of the dark depths. The power of defilement has corrupted them, warping them into such forms as you see now. Since the monsters have been sealed, it sure doesn't look like anyone needs to sacrifice themselves again. This is why we must use the power of Karina to open the way. Hey, wouldn't that just release the monsters again? They took so much effort to seal it. No, I mean, we must open the path to the sign of Apaosha. The way to the rift in the earth was sealed long ago. It can never lead to the true darkness again. But that is exactly why that seal rift doesn't indeed connect to the illusion of the abyss. We need only to use the great song of Kvarina to stabilize the seal before initiating the rite of Chinvat to pass through the darkness and reach the sign. The great song? There are the mightiest manifestations of the Kvarina scattered throughout the world. We can use the great song to initiate the rite of Chinvat. After that, we can open up a path to the darkness, just as a legend holds that the first Vijnanapati, Nagarjuna and the Pari did. Идите нахуй. Можно по-человечески. Ладно, кажется, нельзя. Я хочу скипать все, но я не хочу скипать все, потому что мне интересно узнать, что происходит. Потому что я думал... Я думал, что вот эта коррупция, вот эта тьма, это звери, это вот волки, которые телепортируются, огромные, ебаные. Но эти чуваки говорят, что это бездна. The Abyss. Что это вот хиличурлы, это люмин, это они. Но это ведь разные вещи. И они сейчас говорят, чтобы закрыть вот эту коррупцию, вот эту... Вот они закрыли типа ее. И я не понимаю. Ладно. Наверное, нам объяснят все, да? Нам же все объяснят, да. Они же любят все объяснять, например, что, блядь, небо — это ложь. I do not know what happens after all. I have encountered legends that our first Vijnanapati, Nagarjuna, was lifted up to the heavens where he used divine power to extinguish the sign, but that, I feel, is a mere myth. Kvarina's envoy will have some way. Since they can purify the defiling impurities, they must also have some way to extinguish the sign. Did Sarush not also say that she wishes to imitate the sacrifice of the Simgur? The world is built upon conflict and sacrifice, after all. Don't feel afraid before the necessary of any sacrifice. We must still bring the great song of Quarinas together. At the moment, we have yet to take even the first step forward. Said the guy who's just been talking this whole time. Well, basically, only the peril who has been chosen as a bloom guard can touch the great songs. But our current envoy, Lady Sarush, has yet to obtain that right. Okay. Is that so? For all that bluster, you really aren't that... Huh, Sarush. You dare speak to me like that, pale floater? Well, Paimon isn't a pale floater. Only by obtaining the twin-horned chaplet may she become the bloom guard, a being able to gather power of Kvarina. As such, she must first be acknowledged by the Lady Zurvan, the first Pari. She is a mighty Pari who once fought alongside our ancestors. It is even said that she was the very Pari who fought alongside the ancient heroes to subdue the embers of the abyss. Да, то есть они говорят про бездну. Но рассказывают о ней как о зверях, которые атаковали Тайват. Но они как бы две разные фракции. But that elder of ours is utterly unreasonable. She refuses to acknowledge my dearest desire. I am afraid there is nothing I can do about that. Still, even without the twin-horned chaplet, my sacrifice will suffice to accomplish this deed. Of course, I do not intend to doubt your desire to sacrifice yourself this way, but if you are unable to perform the rite and pass through the dark hollow, your wish will not be fulfilled nonetheless. Какой-то суицидально настроенный птиц. Саруш хочет пожертвовать собой ради спасения мира. Просто сдохнуть хочет. 100%. Она заебалась, как и все мы. However, I do have a suggestion. Lady Sarush called her Yasnapati, did she not? Why don't you go with her to the Voru Kasha oasis? That is where Lady Zurvan may be found. Круто. Perhaps Lady Zurvan may yet change her mind should she see that we humans view Lady Sarush as the predestined envoy. Well, we've got a commission to complete. Well, I am her after all, yeah. You're enjoying this, aren't you? This is the only method we have at present to change our current situation, so please do go with Lady Sarush to the sacred place protected by the Kvarina. Our new sneaker one looks like you're the one person. There is much I must do. For example, the preparations for the rite of Chinvat still must be done. Okay. I must also consult the words of the ancient scribes once more to ascertain the location of the great songs. As for the Kori drum you brought, I believe I may now form a connection once more with the Pari who still remain in slumber. Their awakening is necessary for the rite of Chinvat to occur. Regardless, I leave the matter to the twin-horned chaplet to you two. Once everything is complete, let us meet in the campsite upon the Tamir Mountains. Oh well, so we'd have to look for that Pari elder, right? Well, let's hope she isn't as nasty as Sarush is. У меня предложение. Пустыня идет нахуй. Я держусь на одной очень крепкой части кружки кофе, и мой мозг немного не выдерживает. Что случилось, Фирс? Чем ты расстроен? Мой мозг не выдерживает этой информации, это поток информации неизвестный. Согл, пустыня нахуй. Я не могу. Strict control, дайте мне что-нибудь полегче. Control over entry and exit elements investigated into the abyss can be postponed. Ты меня наебал. Здесь нет сундука, сучка. Это уже другое место. Он был не прямо надо мной. Поэтому ты летишь в бан. До завтра. Ебать, что это? Это Гарри Поттер? Нет. Блять, ладно.
Not now.
20 тысяч съешки. Это с удара? Неплохо.
Take it and have fun. The wind rises.
Мы сейчас активируем статую архонтов и пойдем в Фонтейн. Будем радоваться жизни впервые за последнюю неделю в этой игре. Хотя нет. Мне нравится Джехт. Мне нравится ее квест. Так, мы можем сюда сразу телепортироваться, кстати. Очень хорошо. Я не знаю, почему этот телепорт открыт. Меня там никогда не было. Спасибо. Крылья мы чекнем, когда я доберусь до Фонтейна. Фирс. Я не могу. Блядь, мне сказали, что плавать в Фонтейне пиздец как сложно. Ну, типа... У них там какая-то замученная механика плавания. Мне сказали, что там какие-то две фракции ебаные. И тебе дали бесплатного персонажа. Чтобы хотя бы одна фракция была. Мне и все.
Good old caravan rebut. Now let Paimon think. What were we up to the first time we came here?
Я Паймон озвучиваю намного круче, согласитесь.
Paimon remembers. Nahita's consciousness had been trapped by the doctor, but we followed the clues she left behind to help her.
Что? Мне кажется, или голос Паймон поменялся немного?
So much time has already passed since then, and it seems Sumeru's changing for the better now that Nahita's in charge, right? Paimon just hopes this peace will last a long time, and then Nahita won't have any more new problems to deal with.
Да, давайте без багов, пожалуйста. Так, yes, but as long as we're around, it's hard to say what will happen.
Yeah, guess you're right. We somehow always find ourselves right in the thick of it. Who knows what will happen next?
Да, у Паймон изменился голос. Очень заметно, кажется.
Come to think of it, maybe it's all because of you. Maybe you're just a magnet for trouble.
Она как будто охрипла, блядь. I was thinking that you might be the problem, Paimon.
Me? Before Paimon ran into you, Paimon never ran into any trouble. At most, when she was super tired, Paimon got caught in some strange whirlpool and sucked out into sea. And even then, you fished Paimon out.
Got caught in some strange whirlpool and sucked out to the sea. Странный водоворот, говоришь, Паймон. Мы очень мало знаем о том, как они встретились, как я встретил Паймон. Мы знаем, что она просто оказалась в море.
Anyway, for Nahita's sake, maybe we should think about heading to our next destination for now.
Next stop, Fontaine. Hell yeah.
Ah, look who it is. Running into you in a place like this? I can see you two still love wandering around.
Oh, it's Dia! Since when are we just wandering around? We're usually taking care of some serious business. Even though it may have nothing to do with our journey. But never mind that. What brings you here?
I just finished a commission in the desert for a usual client of mine. Nothing too interesting. Just escorting a shipment of goods. I'm on my way to report back.
Господа, я надеюсь, вы не забывайте пить воду, потому что жара ебаная. Константин, вы закончили с бездной? Вы подозрительно замолчали. Или вас ебут слишком сильно. I just finished the commission, escorting a shipment of goods. I'm on my way to report
That's
back.
when I saw you two all the way over there, chatting away. What were you two talking about anyway?
To leave Sumeru and head for Fontaine.
Huh? You serious? Can't say I saw that coming. But you are travelers after all. I guess you'd never stay for too long in one place. Bumping into you like this will become a rarity. I'm starting to feel sad just thinking about it. Hey, how about I gather a few mercs to escort you two? What do you say?
Thanks, but no need. Oh, Paimon had no clue you'd miss us so much. But don't worry, we'll come back to see everyone when we get a chance.
Sounds good. All you need to do to get to Fontaine is cross this stretch of desert and navigate some waterways. Knowing you two, I'm sure it won't be anything you can't handle.
У Дихи тоже поменялся голос. Почему? Почему у них голоса меняются? Ну, я понимаю, что... У Тигнари поменяли актера озвучки. Ладно. Почему у Дехи и Паймон меняются голоса. Я понимаю, у Лисы поменялся голос, потому что актриса озвучки не играла эту роль несколько лет. Точнее, годы. Потому что Лиса была в Манштате, а потом она в конце Сумеру пришла. Чтобы во время ивента ей скин дали. Ну, типа, это понятно. Ну, с ними-то что? Cross the stretch of desert. Думаю, не стукнет Фирс. У тебя будет 93 тысячи крит. Я все просчитал. Я же математик. Да. Инфа сотка. Тебе гарантирую, братан. Won't be anything you can't handle.
When are you leaving?
So, when are you leaving? Блядь, ну это не она. Ну, ладно. We finished a few more preparations.
Oh, wait a sec. Paimon just remembered there are still a few dishes in Sumeru that...
Да, мне... Я все просчитал, капитан. Фирс.
I see. Guess
Я всё
you won't
сделал.
be needing a going away party or anything.
Вот посмотришь.
It's sad enough to see you go like this. Though, now that I think about it, Sumeru wouldn't be what it is today without you. Seems true heroes always prefer leaving quietly.
93к. Она, кажется, в депрессии.
By the way, should we go say bye to Nahida? Oh, good point. Then there's no need to bother her in the real world.
Then, I guess this is goodbye for now, Traveler and Paimon. Whether as a client or a friend, you're always welcome to come find me.
You're always welcome to come. Bye, dear.
Goodbye, dear. Bye-bye, Sumeru.
Ну, еще не бай-бай, у меня еще, блядь, целая линейка квестов. Ну, ладно. Ничего страшного. Мы просто телепортировались к телепорту. Просто так. Это нехуй делать. Ладно. Ебать. Неплохо, неплохо. Да, это круто. Это красиво, допустим.
Squall and fury.
Здесь что-нибудь есть, типа сундуков? Это считается за... Прям не похуй. Не похуй, я уехал из этой ебучей пустыни в морские пучи. Здесь никого нет? Меня никто не довезет, суки. Мрази ебаные. Что вы делаете? Фирс, ты меня очень обижаешь тем, что у тебя абонент не докачан. Ты меня очень расстраиваешь. Гоняешь меня в депрессию глубокую. Зачем? Нихуя себе, они красиво выглядят, конечно. Гидрокулы, да? Да. Что ж, добро пожаловать в Фонтейн. Зато эко-секс. Ну вот, и ебись со своей Аякой, а я тебе больше не дам.
All that sand
Прости.
and water, we finally made it. Oh, this must be Fontaine's port. Wow. Everything looks so advanced in Fontaine. Paimon's heard that the industry here is extremely developed, and there are all kinds of unusual machines.
So I heard, and it's about what I imagined.
Just seeing the sights as a tourist is nice, but maybe it would be better if we found something to do. What do you think?
Let's start by meeting the Hydro Archon.
Good idea. Nahida gave us loads of useful information.
Ну, я думаю, стоит ворваться в кабинет
Seven is probably still our best source for information at this point.
Гидроархонта и разъебать ему ебальник. Что скажешь, Паймон? Our journey is to find my sibling. Ах, да, моя сестра, точно.
The more we can learn, the better. So, what do you think the Hydro Archon's like? Will we get along? Nahida said that she has a very unique personality, whatever that means. To learn about a nation's god, start with the nation's people. There seems to be some locals talking over there. Let's go see if we can join the party.
Нарт, у тебя нет сестры, у меня есть сестра.
If you ask me, it's a tragedy how things ended for him. Clearly, he was a pretty decent person.
Yeah, I didn't expect that kind of ending for him. I thought he would at least fight on a little longer for his family. I was expecting a sudden plot twist, but it's a pity that it never happened. Still, his story is quite the tearjerker.
Excuse me. Can I help you too? I couldn't help but notice you standing here listening.
Это же вот эта вот, которая баба. Кошка-девка. Из Фонтейна.
We're travelers new to Fontaine, and we had something we wanted to ask, but you seemed to be really busy talking about some kind of play, so we didn't want to interrupt.
Play? Oh, no. We're talking about something that really happened. In fact, it's a case that was just heard a few days ago.
Really? Like a real trial? But the way you were talking about it and the words you used just now made it sound like some kind of story.
Well, good tales are often based on true stories, aren't they? And what you see in reality may also be someone deliberately putting on an act while harboring ulterior motives. Whether something is true or not simply isn't that important. The main thing is whether the story being acted out on the stage is splendid enough.
Huh? Okay.
Oh, but it looks like you're not from around here. You probably don't know that the Fontaine Court of Justice is called the Opera Epiclese, or more commonly known as just the Opera House.
So they see trials as a sort of opera. Sure.
Shouldn't court cases be treated a little more seriously than that? Not to question Fontaine's way of doing things. It's just that putting someone on trial is usually a very serious thing.
No worries. Other visitors to Fontaine have wondered the same thing. You could say that we just don't want to waste the moving stories behind those cases. And as for your worries about whether the cases are treated with due reverence, we have the absolutely just and honorable Chief Justice Neuvillette.
In
As well as
Neuvillette?
the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal, a machine
Chivable.
created by the Archon. Between the machine and the Chief Justice, false charges and injustice are a thing of the past now.
Mécanique d'analyse cardinale. A judgment device created by the Archon.
Oratrice? Is it some kind of machine too? Oh, Paimon's curious. We should check it out if we get the chance. Wait, Paimon almost forgot to ask you our question. Do you know what we should do if we want to meet the Hydro Archon?
Oh, that's easy. Just go to the Opera House. Lady Farina practically lives there. You could definitely say it's her biggest passion.
Huh. I think what they mean is that they wish to speak with the Archon personally. In that case, I'm afraid it's going to be a tad more difficult. You'll have to make an appointment well in
Judgment.
advance, and it'll depend on whether or not she has any time slots available.
Time slots?
Is the Hydro Archon super busy
No. Lady Farina seldom takes an interest with the nation's affairs. The reason it's difficult to make an appointment is simply because she's incredibly popular.
That's right. After all, she is the Archon. Though she may tend to get a little dramatic from time to time, people can't get enough of her.
First time Paimon's ever heard of an Archon being described that way before.
Это первый архонт, который... Хотя нет. Или да? Ну, Морокс прячется среди людей. Венти тоже прячется среди людей. А Нахида стала популярной. Да. Типа она вышла к людям, начала рассказывать им о снах. А этот чел... А ей просто сидит, медитирует. Ладно. Ее все боятся. Интересно.
Wait! Paimon gets now! The Hydro Archon is kinda like a big celebrity here, right?
Yeah, I suppose you could say that. Perhaps you could...
Hang on. This is still Fontaine's Archon you're talking about.
We should show some respect.
Yes, you're right. I guess I should at least try to be a little more respectful in front of visitors. Otherwise, I might get arrested and find myself face to face with Monsieur Nouvelette.
Monsieur.
Come on. Sure, there's a lot of laws here, but nobody's going to be arrested for saying something disrespectful about the Hydro Archon.
Alright, I think we get it. Thank you! At least we now know that we can find the Hydro Archon at the Opera House. But who knows how long making an appointment will take?
Guess we could have a look around
We
and...
could have a look around the city in the meantime. Hey! What are you looking over there for?
Нарт нацелился на кошкодевку. There's a girl over there. A girl?
Maybe something's
У нее
the matter.
хвост. Oh yeah.
She isn't going to jump into the water, is she? Maybe we better go check on her.
Кошкодевка. Замечено. Кошкодевка detected. Траектория перестроена.
Swarm Fury. Too slow.
Так, я хочу активировать гидро... Хотя, ладно, похуй, пошли. Чуть попозже активируем.
Hello there. Excuse me. Are you alright?
Huh?
А?
I'm fine. Thanks.
Oh, okay then. We just noticed that you seem to be worried about something.
Там такой пирс.
About many things, actually. But there's nothing I can do but just keep my troubles to myself. I was just reminiscing about a place my brother and I would play when we were kids. It was just atop that hill over there.
You're pointing at the sea. Wait, are you saying that you and your brother lived in the water?
Maybe they're mermaids.
Though people call the waters around Fontaine a sea, it's actually just an inland lake that's filled with fresh water.
Все диалоги, в смысле, как будто ты только что приехал в Фонтейн?
And though I can still see that hill clearly in my memories, now it's been completely submerged. He would skip and jump, tossing sand in the wind. The sun shone brightly, and the air was filled with the scent of the sea.
Мне немного кажется, что ей голос не подходит.
But now, the water is gradually swallowing our memories.
То есть у нее внешность такой кошка-девки, типа Кирары, а голос, мне кажется, подошел бы Джет больше. Чехт.
It won't be long before it swallows us.
Sorry. Paimon get what you mean.
Порочный круг Фирса и
I
диалогов.
don't believe we've had the pleasure of meeting. Are you Lynette's new friends?
Are you Lynette's new friends?
Thanks for looking after my sister. She often comes here to reminisce about our childhood, that's all. There's no need for any concern. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Linny, and this is my sister Lynette. If I had to guess, I'd say you must be travelers from abroad.
Nice to meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. We just arrived in Fontaine. We were just talking with your sister. Even though we didn't really get what she was saying.
Я понимаю, что они делятся друг с другом чулками, но почему у него нет хвоста, почему он не наполовину животное? Мне это не нравится. Было бы круто, если бы, типа, у нее были ушки кошачьи, а у него собачьи. Мать сперва с кошаком потрахалась, а потом с собакеном. И двойное оплодотворение произошло. И родились близнецы от разных родителей. Один псина, другая кошка-девка. Было бы логично. А так он человек, а она кошка... нелогично. Или кошка-мальчиков нет в этой игре. Да есть вроде Тигнаря. Поэтому две полукровки. Фу, блядь, реально.
I see. It's unusual for Lynette to be so willing to talk with anyone. In fact, she seldom speaks at all. I'm usually the only one she ever talks to.
Oh, really? Then you two are just like us. Paimon's always the one talking for some reason.
There's hardly anything left for me to say when you're around, Paimon.
So that's how you think it is?
I also think my brother can be too talkative at times.
Seems you were right, Paimon. We are quite similar.
So, what did Lynette mean just now when she said that the water is engulfing your memories? And that it won't be long before it engulfs you too?
Oh, that. It's from a prophecy that's been circulating in Fontaine for some time now. Well, I suppose prophecy isn't exactly the right word, because that implies a certain amount of uncertainty. There's no doubt about what's happening in Fontaine now. Where to begin? Let's put that question on hold for a moment. We still haven't formally greeted each other yet, have we?
Did all the introductions earlier not count?
Hello, traveler.
Hello, Лини. Он меня бесит.
And hello, Paimon.
Hey! Why didn't Paimon get a handshake? You're not poking fun at Paimon, are you?
Please, don't take offense. Just consider it a sort of etiquette we have here in Fontaine when making new friends. You should remember it. It might prove useful.
Реально.
Oh, all right then. Well, by the way, we were just getting ready to go to the Opera House to meet the Hydro-Archon.
So you're going to see Lady Farina? No problem at all. In fact, I was planning to go to the Opera House later myself. I'll gladly take you once I finish things here. Please, follow me.
Он как... Пем-версия... Кого? Ян Фэй. Хз.
You said you were going to see Lady Farina? Well, it seems Lady Farina has come to see you.
Нихуя себе. Анимации новые, ебать. Мой хуй.
So, she's the Hydro Archon? But how did she know we were looking for her?
My dear people, rich and poor, those with cup in hand and those with nothing at all, raise your glasses in celebration. If you don't have one, then just raise your hand in lieu.
Окей.
As you can all see, two unfamiliar travelers have arrived in our nation. Come, let us make a toast in honor of this traveler and his companion, who have journeyed here from distant lands.
Is she talking about us?
Чего?
I've long heard of the turmoil and chaos you left in your wake as you visited other nations.
В смысле?
But I welcome you nevertheless. No, I have come to receive you personally. Fear is for insignificant cowards. I am a god, and I will never entertain the notion of such meaningless wariness. You can be rest assured. I see clearly your sincerity.
Я тебе взъебу, понимаешь? Ты, блядь, ты... Да то, что ты богиня, ты, бля, не рассчитывай, я тебя взъебу все равно, ты, бля... Ты не понимаешь, с кем ты связываешься.
It will allow you to truly behold my power and witness my authority. Intelligent people always gather under the correct banner. I, Fosalor, hereby welcome you to the nation of Hydro and acknowledge the value and significance of your trip. Now, you may rejoice in this.
Лоли-версия... Фишель. Какая-то получается. Ладно.
Yeah, Paimon still can't believe it. Feels like we've only been here for a few minutes, but the Hydro Archon's entrance was, how should Paimon describe it? A little over the top? Miss Hydro Archon? How did you know we were coming?
I see. As Outlanders, you inevitably lack even some of the most basic understanding. Don't forget that even the gods can be divided into the mediocre and the excellent. I suppose it's only natural for you to be awestruck by my abilities. You had best stop and consider. Do you really have the noble qualities and etiquette necessary to communicate with a god?
Крыса.
A flick of my finger for me to know everything
Крыса
about you.
ебаная, блядь, фу на тебя.
Whoa, talk about sounding high and mighty.
Oh? What's with these looks? Perhaps the welcoming ceremony still isn't enough? What else should I say then?
Is she waiting for us to start talking?
Wow, I didn't expect to see Lady Farina here. What a surprise! Wait, does this mean they're the legendary blonde traveler? How did I not notice before?
Hey, what's all the commotion? Oh, is that Lady for...
Of course. That's the blonde traveler. The one all those stories are about. Lady Farina came here to personally see...
Duel of the century.
Ooh, I've got to see this. I knew Lady Farina would never disappoint.
Yes, but don't get too excited now. My dear believers and spectators alike tend to get quite rowdy. And despite the noise, I've come to tolerate all their ruckus. You may consider this my reward to all of you. I have determined that there will be an epic duel between myself and this traveler from another land, just as you were hoping to see.
Нихуя
She
себе.
wants to fight? Aren't we getting a little ahead of ourselves?
Bring it on. Давай сюда, бля, ебай, разъебу тебя нах. Давай, бля, тебя нах, раз на раз, бля.
Are you not
За гаражом.
afraid? Might I remind you that this is a duel against the divine?
What are you trying to do?
Дивайн,
child?
хуйвайн, бля.
Provoking a god in front of her people?
Stand down, Clorend. I admire his bravery. Few have the courage to draw their sword against a god. He is obviously a true warrior. Unfortunately, people nowadays only crave to be thrilled, and a mere duel will not slake their thirst for excitement.
Засала, бля. Раз на раз за
Yeah, that's
гаражами.
right. Just a duel wouldn't be all that interesting.
On Araneus, criminals are always requesting duels to defend their honor. They're getting a bit old, to tell the truth.
You see. Then, as the god of justice, I shall face this traveler in another
Сука.
kind of duel.
Дуэль
A duel
в суде.
in court.
Типа Эмбер Хёрд и Джонни Депп. О май гад, был.
All right. Now that
Просто
you were
невероятно.
Right. This is Fontaine, after all. Such a grand opera house. It would be a pity not to use it.
Why do you care so much about the crowd's reactions? Seems you've spent a little too much time in the opera house. Besides, how exactly do you plan to have a duel in court? You mean you're going to put us on trial?
We haven't committed any crimes.
Oh, we have reason to put you on trial. It's obvious, isn't it? According to Fontaine law, no one is permitted to release any flying objects within Fontaine city limits during the first 3 days of each month. You are clearly guilty of violating this law.
Что за конченое, блядь? Правило. Что за закон конченый?
That's what they've done wrong. That's our lady Farina. No one knows the laws of
Скажу
Fontaine
нахуй
like she
mute.
does.
Disable sound, иди нахуй. Спасибо.
You call that obvious? What kind of law is that? Wait, flying object? You mean Paimon?
Precisely. Now, if you two have no objections, then in the name of the Hydro Archon, I order your arrest.
My apologies, Lady Farina. I don't mean to spoil. I don't think that Paimon here meets the definition of a flying object.
You tell her, Linny! Finally, someone who's not crazy. How could anyone call Paimon a flying object?
Ah, great magician Linny, my beloved citizen. I'll permit you to object, but how exactly do you plan to prove your claim?
As a magician who just rained on your parade, I naturally should shoulder the responsibility of saving the show. So, with such an audience gathered here, allow me to perform a trick for everyone.
Ну нихуя себе. Да на шарик.
What's that on Paimon's back? Hey, when did you do that?
Да, мы поняли.
There.
Мы
As you
помним,
can all
это было
clearly
буквально
see,
2 минуты
Paimon
назад.
should be classified as, well, something like a balloon. This rope has been in the traveler's hand all along. It was just that no one could see it before.
Huh? You call that magic? You've got to be joking.
I thought it was pretty good. Nice one.
Huh. I'm not sure what to think.
Amusing. Very amusing, Linny. Just the sort of unexpected twist that I enjoy. With you here, today's performance can finally be called complete.
Performance? You see all this as a performance?
In which case, consider the matter of your trial resolved. The god of justice will not bring but when there are valid grounds, I will not only judge travelers from abroad, but even the gods of other lands.
Нихуя себе. Что такое?
I look forward to seeing your upcoming performance at the Opera House, Mr. Linney and Miss Lynette. That's enough for now. Toodaloo!
Toodaloo, блядь. Реально? Что за... Ладно. В смысле, ничего просто. Ты просто так ко мне не обращайся, дружище. Ну, прояви немного уважения. Я все-таки, знаешь, не просто человек, я важная персона, я... Понимаешь?
That's the most unpredictable Archon Paimon's ever seen. You never even had a chance to ask her anything. But that's a problem for future Paimon. That whole scene just now was really...
Don't mention it. I just happened to remember that there was such a law, so I did a little preparation, just in
Didn't
case.
think it would
I
actually
didn't
come in
think
handy.
So, now do you see what kind of god Lady...
She can be a bit confusing at times, but she is still amenable to reason.
Yeah, confusing is a good way to put it.
Anyway, Paimon had no idea you were a magician, Linny. It sounded like you'll be performing at the...
I just know a few simple tricks I use to make a living. Lynette is my assistant. It will actually be my first time performing on the most prestigious stage in Fontaine, the Opera House.
Пирс, сейчас полетишь в час. Я тебя сужу за спам моего имени. Капитан, поздравляю с первым стримом, мама. Поздравляю. Короче, молодец, красавчик. Ну, типа, вот... Хуй знает. Иди нахуй. First time performing blah, blah, blah.
Isn't the Opera House where criminals...
When there are no public trials being held, the Opera House hosts a variety of other performances. To the people of
Сам fuck
Fontaine,
you.
the line between a trial and
Понял.
a performance
Ладно,
can
неплохо.
be a little blurred.
Еще 10 минуток мы поиграем. Я хочу посмотреть Гидра Итера. Надеюсь, они
And
закончат
speaking of
пиздеть.
performances, I would be remiss to
И
forego this
всё.
opportunity gifted by fate. Might I invite...
My brother's always excited to make new friends.
Oh, sure. We don't really have anything to do now. And we wanted to go to the Opera House anyway.
Hi, would be glad.
Splendid.
И, капитан,
In that
ты меня
case, why
наебал.
don't we go together?
Опять,
I'll
мне это
show
не
you the
нравится.
way. I just have something to take care of first.
Ты же сказал, что ты сегодня должен тренироваться, что ты должен качаться. И поэтому мне не надо стримить Dead Cells, Dead Dark Souls, потому что ты не сможешь посмотреть. А ты просто сам решил постримить Dark Souls и такой, наебал. Мне это не нравится.
You really mean it? Then I'll take you up on your offer.
Ну и как разработал свое очко?
This is a magical item known as a magic pocket. Perhaps you can help me distribute them to...
Возможности решил воспользоваться. Ну ладно.
Huh? What are they going to use it for?
About that... You asked me... I'm not sure exactly when it began.
Has been
but a
circulated
prophecy
about
has been
Fontaine.
It says that every
блядь.
person in Fontaine is born with sin. No matter how the nation of justice holds trial after trial, this sin cannot be absolved. Until one day, the water levels in Fontaine will rise, and the sinful people will slowly be drowned. In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
That sounds pretty gloomy. Why are people in Fontaine born with sin? What is that supposed to mean?
There are lots of guesses. Some say that the ancestors of Fontaine stole the power of the seas and stirred its wrath. Others say that the people of Fontaine never heeded the first Hydro Archon's warnings and offended Celestia. But here in Fontaine, evidence is what matters. There hasn't been concrete evidence for any of these claims, so they can only be regarded as conjecture.
If even the people in Fontaine don't know what sin they committed, wouldn't it be better just to ignore the prophecy completely?
That's exactly what the people did at first. But in the last few years, the water levels in Fontaine have actually started rising.
Many places have already been completely...
Many people carry on with their lives as before and shrug it off as a natural phenomenon. But my family and I think that the people of Fontaine shouldn't ignore the possibility.
Я
which would
предлагаю
end
не
up
стримить
sentencing
Dark
them to
Souls,
death.
потому что вторая часть хуйня полная. Я недавно наткнулся на видео, на плейлист, точнее, где чувак 6,5 часов хуесосит Dark Souls 2. По всем параметрам. А потом объединяет все это в видео длительностью час-полтора, если не дольше. И он просто раскладывает все по полкам и говорит, что игра хуйня. Потому что один чел решил ее защитить. Он в ответ на одно видео чувака, который пытался защитить Dark Souls 2, сказав, что это хорошая игра, он записал 6 часовых видео, сделал плейлист, в котором просто сыт на лицо Dark Souls 2. И мне очень понравилось. Я поддерживаю его в каждом слове, и да, круто. Many people carry out their lives as before and shrug it off as a natural phenomenon. People of Fontaine shouldn't ignore the possibility, which would end up...
We hope that at least the people who reside near the waterfront can move away before it's
Бесполезно,
too late.
нет,
So,
Маулер.
we've started distributing magic
Английский, я же не
pockets
смотрю
today.
русских, к сожалению.
As a magical item, these magic pockets have astonishing capacity. I'm sure they will come in handy when people are moving their belongings.
Oh, Paimon gets it! It's like preparing for a rainy day! But this is...
Perhaps only absolute power could ever contend with such a catastrophe. But who knows? We're just now, if you'd like to help, then please give these magic
да.
pockets to anyone
А ты
nearby.
только узнал,
Be sure to
что я
convince them to
русофоб?
take it,
Ну,
regardless
ты,
of
конечно,
what they say.
интересно. Иноагент, реально. Данный материал распространяется иноагентом Нартом 369. И что еще? Ебать, какие лакжери просто лифты. 10 из 10. Он, правда, крутится, мне это не нравится. Ну, типа... Больше не крутится. Странная хуйня. Ладно, бывает. Сколь? Алло.
You think I've got a sharp tongue? I just tell it like it is.
Алло?
If someone can't handle it,
У меня игра зависла.
maybe that's their problem.
Фури. О нет. О нет, они блядь. Блядь. Хе-хе, член. Did light just start flooding from that statue of the Seven just now? That's so weird. Did anything like this never happen before? It's normal for the statue of Seven to glow. You didn't feel uncomfortable at all? Huh? Water? The water is speaking to me. Wow, I feel like I'm using gills to breathe. What? Like, Paimon's gonna believe you. If you can crack jokes like that, you must be fine. Though after it lit up like that, the air does feel a lot more humid. Что-то я ебать устал. Ну, знаете ли, затупил жестко и проебал подвал, в котором карта с огоньками осколка Эстуса. Карта с огоньками. Ну и похуй. Ну, капитан, это нелегкая вещь стримить. Знаешь ли. Спокойной ночи, хорошего тебе вечера. Спокойной, да. И хорошей ночи. Спасибо за компанию, спасибо за стрим. Люблю, целую, люби себя, берегите себя. Все такая, вся хуйня. Давай, до завтра. Because hydro energy was released. Paimon heard that in Fontaine you can use elemental energy properly. You can even swim underwater. Maybe you can even find sunken treasure. Paimon will stand on the shore and wait for you. You could try doing something for once. It'll be long to go. But we what if Paimon gets swept in a current and gets all turned around and dizzy, and then she won't be able to fly away no matter what? Just like before, maybe then I'll fish you out again. Really, then maybe can try going underwater with you. You'd better not go back on your word. Mysterious power that flows out from a statue to imbue you with the blessing of the transoceanic source water. Your progress will remain unhindered as long as you are moving through your lakes of Fontaine. Under the protection of the what you expend while moving underwater is not stamina, but aquatic stamina is expired. You will not drown. Чё, блядь? Чего нахуй? Чего, блядь? Ладно. Light up the maps of the following are. Окей, ладно. Ну, бывает. Так, сек. Соси гидра. Ну, я пытаюсь, подожди. Ну, давай вместо Фаруза.
Just what will we come across this time?
У статуи нету хуя, потому что статуя... Ну, такое себе мне не нравится. Статуя хуйдра. Land... Серьезно? Даже ничего не... Ничего себе. Что, блядь? Чего? Сек. Что? Я превращаюсь в этого, блядь, в капхед. И чё это за хуй? Блядь, ладно. Пизда тебе, скорпион ебаный, на нахуй. Получи, бля. На нахуй. Второй раз, блядь, пошел второй заряд, бля. Бля, ладно, гра-та-та-та-та-та-та-та-та-та-та-та, бля, на нахуй. Гэнг-гэнг. Что это? Пизда тебе. Где мой хедшот того? А, я не могу их впитать. Бля, серьезно? Что? Что? Чего я не могу? Ладно, все нормально. Я превращаюсь в Капхеда. Я не могу двигаться, блядь. Так, всякие ёбка разморожу. Ну, сука, сгори, блядь. А какой ты добав вешает? Я не понимаю, какой. Так, давай читать. Что-то вы еще не сдохли? Сколько его здесь? О. Ну нахуй. Так. Читаем залупу. Без пупы. Таланты. Unleash a torrent that can cleanse the world. Press. Sends a torrent surge forward that will deal hydro damage. Enter aiming mode and constantly fire off dewdrops in the direction which you are aiming, dealing hydro damage to opponents they hit. When the skill ends, it will end in a turn surge forward that will deal hydro damage, and it comes to when using the hold configuration of the skill, if the traveler's HP, the damage dealt, will increase. Will lose a fixed amount of HP every second. Unleash Spirit Breath Thorn that pierces opponents, dealing Pneuma-aligned Hydra damage. Что? Unleash a slow-moving floating bubble that deals continuous hydro damage. After the dewdrop fired by the hold mode hits an opponent, will be generated in Yellow Traveler. If the traveler picks it up, they will restore stone health. Can be created 4 droplets most. If HP has been consumed, the torrent surge at the skill's end will deal bonus damage of total HP the traveler has consumed. Skill used via suffusion. То есть это тревелер через хпшку. Source water droplet will restore 2 energy to the traveler. The movement speed bubble will decrease. Using Aqua Crest Saber and Aqua Crest Aegis that can absorb 10% and damage will be created and will absorb hydro damage. It will pursue until once every 2 seconds, so that a drip has one of the travel is being protected by the not presently being protected by an will be redeployed. When the traveler picks up a source water droplet, they will restore HP to a nearby party member with the lowest remaining HP. Такая залупа, боже мой, блядь, что это за хуета? Это гидра итер через хп в дамаг и хил, но дамаг через хп, и ты не можешь двигаться. И у тебя тратится хп. И ты можешь хилить только себя. Ладно, дорогие друзья, спасибо большое за просмотр. Есть на сегодня все. Я на сегодня кончаю. Где тратится? Что тратится? ХП тратится, когда ты ешку нажимаешь. Бля, смотри. Смотри на ХП. Оно тратится до 50%. И если ты во врага попадаешь, то тебе даются хилки маленькие. Ну, типа, ты стреляешь, у тебя тратится ХП, но тебе даются вот эти хилки, которые можешь подобрать только тревелер. Ты, пидор. Ну, гениальная хуйня просто. Просто гениальная хуйня. Я ебал. Ладно, на этом все. Спасибо большое, дорогие друзья, за просмотр. Хорошего вам вечера. Хорошего вам дня. Спокойных снов. Любите себя и берегите любимых. До скорого. До завтра. Надеюсь. Да.